I'm pictured here with my wife, Crystal. We're Emerald Directors in San Antonio. And before we get into our training today with our special guest, I just want to remind you of 10 things to expect when you're building your business. Number one, there will be ups and downs. Number two, success or failure is up to you. If you succeed, it's going to be because of you. If you fail, it's because of you, not because of the people who introduced you to USANA. Number three, the goal is for you to become independent and learn the skills and be able to do them all independently. Number four, make your plan every weekend. Do your plan, review it the next weekend, make adjustments. That's how we do it. Plan, do, review, adjust. Number five, it's going to take time. It's going to take a year to become competent at the skills. It's going to take 3 years to make a significant part-time income with this. It's going to take 5 years to become a significant earner and 7 years to become world-class. It's going to take time. Number six, it takes consistent work and hustle. Number seven, you're going to have to grow outside of your comfort zone. Number eight, mental toughness is necessary. Number nine, the grass is not greener in other companies. I've seen people leave USANA, never make what they made with their USANA business. And number 10, this is a long-term game. USANA is 25 years strong with over $2.5 billion paid to its associates. It's provided me and my wife and family a very strong income for over a decade. And lastly, always remember that amateurs sell products, but professionals sell the vision. Make sure you're inviting your clients to get on these webinars. Invite them to see these stories, share the live videos, because when you share the vision of USANA, it's even more than the products. It's a community, it's financial freedom, it's so many other things. So you want to sell the vision of USANA. And we are blessed to have Laura Brownwood from San Diego, California, sharing her USANA story. She's a Ruby director, and she's been with USANA for over 14 years. And I've gotten the pleasure of meeting Laura at our USANA International Convention. Pretty much every year I get to see her and say hello to her. I know that my mother has also spent some great time with her when she's been in California. And Laura, you really inspire me because you built your business being a baby boomer who created a great retirement income with your USANA business. And now you enjoy life. She's pictured there. You see her beach house boat. And she still builds out in the coast on California. And she has a great story to share with you. And Laura, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We want to hear today what your life was like before USANA. What were some of the difficulties and trials? And then what did USANA do for you? And also, moments where you felt like quitting USANA or where you got frustrated and how you got through those and what your life is like today. And we have about 20 minutes to hear your story. So Laura, I want to bring you on to the webcam and welcome to the webinar.
Thank you. I'm going to set my timer here so that I'll have some. So thank you, Jared. I appreciate that introduction, and I'm very happy to share my USANA path because I am extremely appreciative of this path.
And Laura, we cannot hear you. I'm sorry. It's not picking up very loudly, and it needs to pick up loudly to show your camera. I don't know. Could you maybe bring the computer closer to you?
Does that help?
Yes, that helps.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get it up here closer. Okay. How's that?
Yes, perfect. And just tilt the screen a little bit further down towards you, and there you go.
All righty. Now I'll start.
Yes.
Okay. Back in 1971, I started studying nutrition. And by 1975, I moved from Southern California to 20 acres and lived on organic food, no processed food. We were hardcore living on the land. We had an organic garden, organic orchard, automatically controlled greenhouse. We sprouted all of our grains. We never had a cracker out of a box. I made all of our crackers and nothing out of a box, bottle, jar, or can. So I'm talking extreme, okay? And very, very healthy and knowledgeable because I had been studying nutrition. And then in 78, we bought a natural food store, and we had people come in all the time and say, so which supplements should I take? And I would say, I don't know. I don't take supplements because I didn't like the fact that they condensed raw material down into these supplements, and there were pesticides and toxins in them. And I had helped start some of the organic farms in Oregon back in the early 70s. And I knew that there were poisons that would be condensed down into pills. So I said, I don't know, but if you want to come to my nutrition class, I will teach you how to eat healthfully. And then I ended up doing a lot of holistic, helping people if they had earaches or pleurisy or pneumonia or food poisoning or whatever. I became quite knowledgeable in holistic healing and helped many, 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 many people. Real quick, a story. There was a woman who was 83 years old. The doctor that owned the hospital called me up and said, we're killing this lady with drugs. Can you help her? So I brought her to my house, took her off Jell-O, put her on papaya, and started doing hot and cold therapy on her chest, and in 3 days she was fine. So I was like this wizard. So for 8 years I had the store, and then I left that and started a wellness and weight management business, consulting business. And I moved back to Southern California. I was living in La Jolla, right on the La Jolla Cove. Look it up if you've never heard of it, because it's an amazing place. My life was absolutely phenomenal. And I had a lot of successful clients. I was helping with weight loss. And then, ladies and gentlemen, within 3 days, I had pain all over my body. And I was bedridden. And I could barely get out of bed over the next 5 months. And you cannot be a wellness and weight management consultant out of your bed. So I had to go to Western medicine. I took the least that I possibly had to be able to go and get a corporate job. But they wanted to do all the Western medicine wanted to put me on lots of drugs and all these procedures. And I just kept saying, no, I'm listening to my body. I want to know what my body is trying to tell me. And none of them understood that at all. And so year after year after year, for 6 years, I went undiagnosed. And I would go off the few pain pills and anti-inflammatories that they had me on, because the side effects were so horrible. And I just would have to be in bed most of the time. So then 6 years into this, I go to Mexico, and I am staying in Club Marina, and next door is this beautiful facility. And I said, well, what is that? And they said, it's a holistic hospital. And my ears perked up, holistic hospital. I went over for a tour, and they were everything I ever dreamed of. They were fully accredited Western medical doctors, MDs, but they had gone on to 2 more years of functional medicine. And so they knew how to figure out what was going wrong with the body and not cover it up with drugs. And so I came back, and on the second day, after going 6 years, on the second day, they said, okay, you have mercury poisoning, arsenic poisoning, and you're low in nutrients. And I looked at the doctor and I said, if I'm low in nutrients, what's the rest of the world? I mean, seriously, who eats as well as I do? And he said, you can't get it from your food. So they handed me a pile of USANA supplements. And with joy, I started taking them. And week after week, I went through a detox period because I obviously had a lot of toxins. But week after week after week, I got better and better and better. But I was not going to do a network marketing business because I'm a very popular person, and that's not popular. So I wasn't going to do that. And they said, well, you might want to sign up because you are ordering a lot of products and you could at least get paid back on them if you're a distributor versus just being a preferred customer. So, okay, I'll do that. Then I Googled USANA and found out that week that they were the best performing stock on the NASDAQ. And that got my attention. Then I gave my daughter, for Christmas, I gave her some of the essentials, Biomega and Proflavno, which is an anti-inflammatory, a natural, wonderful one. And she was diagnosed with the beginning stages of cervical cancer. And so she took them for the products for 5 weeks and then went in for her procedure that they had scheduled her for. And she came out and she said, the doctor said the lining of my cervix is pink and healthy. And it was like, could the pills have done that? And then I had another friend who was having quite a bit of pain. And I said, here, try these. They really helped my pain. I mean, that's why I was bedridden, is I had pain all over my body. Helped her. And then there were 2 more people that were having, one person had asthma and the other had pain in her hands. And so they tried the supplements and they were helping them. And I just said, okay, this is it. I'm going to do this business. Help my daughter so much, help my friends, and best performing stock on the NASDAQ. So I jumped in with all 4s and have loved it. It's never, ever seemed like work. I've been very ardent. I put my time and energy in it, but it's been such a joy to help people, to help so many thousands and thousands of people now. And so as I walk down the path with having a team and learning, the personal growth is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it is. My daughters said, "Mom, I want to work with you," and I went, "Oh no, honey, you've got a little boy and a baby. You don't have time to do this." Well, guess what? She went gold before I did, which is really a fun for me. I loved seeing her on stage. And she did that because she had positive intention and she felt like she was, gonna be able to do it. So then I was very easily was able to do it because I had the same belief that she did. So I really appreciate her. She also had read all the books that USANA recommended when she first joined, and one of those was Think and Grow Rich. Well, that definitely was a game changer, because if you believe it, you can achieve it. And she believed it and she achieved it, and it changed our lives, everything, the way we looked at everything. And I continued to go back to Sonavive for several reasons, but I happen to be very fortunate and live in San Diego, and Sonavive is only an hour away. But I kept learning more and more and more. And before I went to Sonavive, I felt like I knew more than most of the doctors in all of San Diego. And every time I went there, I learned so much more. And meeting the founder of USANA and knowing that to the core, this man is the real McCoy. I mean, his vision is, I dream of a world free from pain and suffering, and that the USANA family will be the healthiest family on earth. And he means that with all of his heart and soul. And so it's absolutely thrilling to be involved with somebody who, it's not about money with him, it's about the cell and the health of the cell. So as you were talking about the ups and the downs, you have this team, and I joined in, not intending to even do the business. And so I really didn't, I had asked to join on somebody's team that wasn't even doing the business. So his upline, my just absolutely amazing human being. She was willing to help me, and got me started, and helped me to understand where I needed to go and what I needed to look for. And we are so blessed now, that was 14 years ago, to have the hub. USANA has its website, and it's like the whole world is at your fingertips, because they have, training, everything is there. You could be on an island all by yourself and be able to figure this out. But the joy of it is here we're all in this together, and I feel like Jared and his family are my family. And I have appreciated so much watching Jared along his path and playing with his mommy. She came to visit me on my boat once, so it was very fun. So as I look at a USANA business, and as I look at the main core of it is our health. The main core of what we're giving to people is better health. And I've seen it over and over and over, not only in my own life, but in my family's life and in my friends' life and in complete strangers. And the fun of network marketing is there will be somebody who I signed up, who signed somebody else up, who had a brother, who had a cousin, and they started taking the supplements and they were helped. And it's like it just, escalates all the way down and then all the way back up. And I'll get a text or a call or something and saying, thank you so much. And it's a thrill of a lifetime. And I've had a lot of thrills in my life. By the way, I'm 71 years old, and I am very, very, very happy to be youthful. And I attribute that to USANA supplements and their wonderful skincare. And the path, as you go along and you meet people and you learn things. And there's two ends to every subject, what you want and what you don't want. And the biggest, most important thing that I can share with you that has been beneficial for me is to look at the things you do want and don't focus on the things you don't want. Because as Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, Einstein and Churchill and many, many successful, wonderful, famous people have said, you need to focus on what you do want. And I appreciate that Jared got on main stage once and had a talk that was just phenomenal about that very subject. And so focusing on what you do want under every circumstance is a game changer. It keeps you out of the negative pool and keeps you going along the path that's going to lead you to success. And ladies and gentlemen, to be 71 years old and to have USANA deposit a check into my account every morning, I want you to know that, not every morning, every Friday morning is the joy of life. It is just, I so appreciate it. And it can still go up. It goes up. And I don't work as much as I did before. I'm having a lot of fun playing a lot. But in network marketing, you've got people underneath you that are working, that are doing things. So it's worth every minute you invest in it in the beginning. It's worth everything that you learn is so valuable. But the most important that you can do is, as you're going along and you get discouraged, you just look at what is good. Look at what is working for you. 95% of everyone I know has had so much better health from taking it, and the energy level and the focus. One of my favorite stories is I had this young woman, my daughter signed up. She had 4 children. And after she started taking USANA, the focus was so much better that she said, instead of a blur in my living room, I now have 4 individual children, which I just thought was, and to this day, she is so appreciative of the fact that it really helped her to calm and be able to feel better, have more energy, and focus. So this business has a wide spectrum from the core of every cell in your body being healthier to the interaction with the people that you meet and the cross line in USANA. It is just one of the most wonderful companies, and I've dealt with a lot of companies. I have been in the corporate world and interspersed throughout my other natural paths, and it is the best company with the integrity. And what I loved about USANA, I need to be sure I add this in, is that they quarantine the raw materials to check for any pesticides or toxins before they condense them down into the supplements. So they're pure, guaranteed. And that to me was so vital, because even if it says organic, having helped start the organic farms, a crop duster could come across and pollute the whole crop. But USANA quarantines every batch of raw material that comes in, test it, and then as long as it's pure, they go ahead and condense it down into the supplements that have changed my life and changed the lives of many, many, many other people. So I appreciate getting to share my story with you. I appreciate having found USANA, and I appreciate Crossline, and I love helping everybody that wants to know more about the business or about better health.
Love it. Love it. Turn on my webcam. Can you see me now?
I can.
I can't see my, okay, there we go. Laura, thank you so much. I love what you had to say about how you were already a very proactive person, taking supplements from all kinds of different sources and really looking, and you still got sick. And
I didn't take the other supplements. I never took supplements. What I did was eat impeccably well. So if
okay,
says, "Oh, it's okay, I eat really well," that is that wasn't enough, because nobody ate better than I did.
Matt, thank you so much for clarifying that. I I missed that part of your story. So you weren't taking supplements, you were just eating incredibly healthy and very conscious, and still developed the health challenges, and then you went to Sanaviv and found out about USANA. I had no idea.
Yes, that is yeah, it's a wonderful story, and I love it.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, we have some questions here. And by the way, if you have a question for Laura, please send me a text or put it in the chat. This question is from Adriana Perez in San Antonio. She says, did you feel like quitting at any point? If so, what caused that? And how did you overcome it?
I couldn't quit the supplements because my body was too, I couldn't live without it. I mean, if I would be back in bed if I didn't have the supplements. And I guess, yeah, there's times when it's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But that's when I would just look at there's two ends to every subject. And I would look at okay, if my health was better, my daughter's health was better, you can always find something. And if you don't have something because you're new, then call somebody else, crossline, upline, and say, what's good about this? And focus on that. And I promise you, that'll get you through anything if you're focusing on what is good.
I love what you say about focusing on what is good, because I think that's what makes people quit a lot, is when they focus on what's not working and they just continue to focus on that and focus on that, and then their checks go down, and they focus on their checks going down, and then they focus on their checks going down, so they say it doesn't work and they find another reason, and before you know it, they have a snowball. And I've noticed the people who succeed actually focus on, even if they made a small check, they're happy about it, and then it grows a little bit more, and it grows a little bit more, and then they think about positive results with their health, and then they think about how it's helped other people's health, and they snowball it up. It almost seems like that's the difference between success and failure, is what you focus on. I noticed.
It is. The last San Diego Health and Freedom meeting we had here, I spoke on this very subject, and I recommended that everybody that has a USANA business if you are not just thriving and being as successful as you want, is every morning, first thing, start and do a list of 15 things you appreciate about
Oh, I
USANA.
like that.
And I do it with several leaders across the nation that are cross-line, and it is amazing what it will do. It is amazing. So focusing on what you do like, exactly what you said, Jared.
Wow. Thank you so much. I noticed that in that picture on your bio, you have a t-shirt that says Law of Attraction. And hey, I mean, you are doing it. And you're just a great example of that. So thank you very much. We have two final questions. First one is from Phyllis Walker in Salt Lake City. She says, how do you get clients to take USANA long enough to see a difference?
By, again, focusing on what you want when you give them. If you're worried about them quitting, then that energy is just flowing. So if you just focus on them or on other people who've taken, I mean, I know that works because I've done it. I've experienced it. There are people that have taken it, from day one, 14 years ago. And there are a lot. You just focus on the ones that are continuing to take it, and more will come your way. So
I like that.
Just focusing on, it's, even if it's just focusing on a story from somebody else that they have clients. I have a friend in New Mexico, and she's had clients for 22 years that continue to take the product. So that's enough just to focus on that and know that it's possible.
Yes. Ooh, love. All right. And then the final question comes from Randy Krebs, also in Salt Lake City. He says, was the mercury poisoning your body had, was that from the food or mercury fillings?
It was from both of those, a little of both of those, but I had allergy shots when I was 4 to 6 years old on a regular basis. And so they had mercury in them. And that was very young to have that much put in my body. But because I ate so well and exercised, it was able to ward it off till I was almost 50.
Wow. So allergy shots give you mercury?
They have a basis of mercury, yes.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that. I actually had allergy shots at one time when I was younger, but I guess I didn't get poisoned. But yeah, I didn't know that.
Sometimes you don't know, but you see, you're taking USANA supplements, and what they do is they help each cell detox.
Okay.
They help the cells detox. So that is a very huge blessing you have that will help counteract that.
Yes, it is. Awesome. Well, to end our webinar, I want to say thank you again. And do you have any final advice for everybody who's going to watch the replay or the people that are on live to end our webinar?
Yes, I do. Do this business with joy. Do this business with a desire to help other people. Do this business with a positive attitude. And I promise you, it doesn't get any better than this.
Woo! Love. All right, everybody, let's unmute the lines. Everyone say thank you, Laura, and have an awesome day.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Laura. Love you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Have an awesome day.
Love the story. It was
Thank you, Laura. Have an awesome day.